the actual F is wrong with Kanye West? It's like a train wreck, and it's almost impossible to look away from this.
People be like, yo, you acting like a fat, you acting like, star, you gay? And I used to deal with that when I was in high school. And what happened is, it made me kind of like homophobic. Just like, I would like question myself, like, damn, why does everybody else walk like this? I walk like this.
But what if he is not having like a mental breakdown? What if he is dealing with his identity? What if he really is like attracted to men, but he can't come out and say because he feel like he's going to be ridiculed by the media?
Kanye West is still out here causing chaos online, posting non-stop offensive and wild takes, you guys. Kanye's had major heat once again after straight up celebrating Adolf Hitler's birthday. Yup, you heard that right. And we're going to be talking about how he admitted to having an relationship with his cousin when he was 14. Bianca, come and get your man. Matter of fact, take his whole phone away while you're at it, please. Thank you. In today's video, we're diving into the latest round of chaos from Kanye, who's once again making headlines for all the wrong reasons. It's messy, it's dark, and honestly, it's got people asking if there's anyone left in his circle willing to step in. So without further ado, let's break it all down. On Sunday, which was Easter, Kanye hopped on Twitter and dropped another round of anti-Semitic commentary, throwing shade at the Jewish community, questioning why they call Hitler the Antichrist while practicing Judaism. He also decided to celebrate Adolf Hitler's birthday with a screenshot of Hitler's birthday that he decided was important to share on April 20th. He says,
you know, as a Christian, I can never see myself doing no shit like this. Doing the mess that Kanye West is doing, crashing out, going crazy. I think what he really needs to do is put his phone away and focus on his mental health. Because if he ain't on his meds, or if he's not on medication, then you know the results will hit even harder when he's doing some retarded shit like this. Celebrating the Hitler's birthday? Are you kidding me, bro? This man needs professional help. Like, this is coming from the same man who was a so-called Christian, who pimped out his wife and on social media spitting some retarded mess like he's doing right now. You can't make this up.
People define Hitler to be the Antichrist when they are not Christian themselves. He then celebrated Hitler's birthday, writing, Hitler's birthday fell
you're the
on
Antichrist
Easter Sunday.
yourself, my nigga.
These statements, wildly called out as deeply offensive and historically tone deaf, are just another addition to Ye's long-running anti-Semitic rhetoric. Even with the intense backlash from losing major brand deals to being dragged across social media by millions, Kanye shows zero interest in walking back his beliefs. If anything, he's doubled down, openly bragging that he's untouchable when it comes to facing consequences from the Jewish community. Just this past February, he dropped that Super Bowl ad promoting his Yeezy website, and within 24 hours began selling t-shirts featuring swat. The backlash was swift. Shopify banned his site, releasing a statement.
And honestly, I think he's doing this for shock value. He's doing this to get a reaction out of people. Like, Kanye knows what he's doing. The guy is mentally ill. Ever since, you know what I'm saying, ever since his mama passed away, this nigga has not been the same ever since. And you know the signs, and you pay attention to the signs of why this man is the way he is, then it's obvious to me that he's not in the right mind. Every post, every controversial tweet, headlines that he's into, he's not even black anymore. Or so he was.
Rules of our platform. This merchant did not engage in authentic commerce practices and violated our terms, so remove them from Shopify. That same month, Kanye wrote, the idea of being Jew-proof is I said all these politically incorrect things and nobody was able to stop me, extort me, or threaten me to change anything. And I made $40 million the next day between my different businesses. He then clarified that he's not against members of the Jewish community as individuals, and that he continues to work and collaborate with people of that background and faith, writing, "There's a lot of Jewish people I know and love and still work with. The point I made and showed is that I am not under Jewish control anymore. In war, you take a couple losses. I lost one of my favorite Yeezy designers named Simon. He tailored the Grammy dress. This was a major loss. We lost Malcolm, who was our lead stylist and shopper, who also found Simon. Maybe one day they will understand why I had to do what I did, and one day they will forgive my method." He goes on to say,
No, they
Yeezy
won't.
was also dropped by Shopify. This was a major victory because I hate Shopify and I always have. I knew they would be some. Anyone who's on Shopify, just know they control your market and they have all of your data, which raises the value of Shopify while excluding the brands from that upside. Ben Horowitz, please let me know if I basically have that right. I know I didn't graduate. Now, this latest controversy has sparked renewed calls for accountability from fans, civil rights organizations, and public figures across the board. And while Kanye continues to push the narrative that he's free from quote-unquote Jewish control, critics argue that his remarks not only reinforce dangerous stereotypes but also fuel hate speech and historical revisionism. Once hailed as one of music's most influential figures, Kanye now appears increasingly isolated, with many questioning how much longer his platform can withstand the weight of his own rhetoric. But if you thought it stopped here, you're in for one hell of a ride. Kanye is still on his tweet and music takes to outright bigoted comments. On Monday, just yesterday, Kanye dropped a new track titled Cousins on Twitter, and in the caption
So we're gonna read this together. This song is called Cousins, about my cousin that's locked in jail for life for raping a pregnant lady a few years after I told him he wouldn't look at some magazines together anymore. Perhaps in my self-centered mess, I felt it was my fault that I showed him those images magazines when he was 6, and then we acted out what we saw. My dad had corn magazines, but magazines I found in the top of my mom's closet were different. My name is Yee, and I SA'd my cousins until I was 14.
What the fuck?
So you just admitted to saying your own family member. I don't know why this nigga is not in jail. It's beyond me. Like, if you're that sexually frustrated, why take it out on a family member? Which doesn't make any sense at all. I think as a man, you need to learn how to take self-control of yourself and your body. And you need to have control of your mindset. Because without that, then it's obvious to me that you are a danger to society and families all around. Not even your cousins are safe around you because of this shit. And I'm sorry if I'm swearing in this video, but it's just stuff like this. It really gets me angry because it's like these people think that incest is cool. Since when?
what it's really about. And I just gotta put a trigger warning because I don't think any of us were ready for this. So the lyrics read, "I saw you outside again, just hanging out with your friends, hanging out with my cousin, reading dirty magazines. We seen some kiss and we ain't know what that shit mean. Then we start reenacting everything that we had seen. That's when I gave my cousin head, gave my cousin head, gave my cousin head, I gave my cousin head, I gave my cousin head. Saw you outside again, just hanging out with your friends. And I know these about to judge me now, and I know these about to judge me now. Started off when we was hanging out. Told my cousin not tell nobody. Please no, don't tell nobody. People tell me to take it to my grave. Truth will set you free someday. I don't think they understand that I'm not attracted to a man. They thought I was gay."
You are. You assaulted your cousin until they was 14. Even if you were just hanging out with one another, that's a big no-no to any families regardless, right? But it's the fact that you and your cousin did what you did. And I don't know if she told everybody or did you tell everybody? But the fact that you just admitted to it in a song, knowing full well that your family members will end up listening to the song and you will be judged based on your actions. What the fuck did you think was gonna happen? This is just disgusting. I'm sorry, but as a black man, I think you should know better than to do what you did, because this is just not only frightening, but I can't imagine myself having sons and daughters and then they're around their own cousins doing some stuff like this that they ain't got no business doing, especially when it goes against the Bible. Incest is in the Bible, but it goes against God. You can't make this up.
This song is called Cousins, about my cousin that's locked in jail for life for a pregnant lady a few years after I told him we wouldn't look at dirty magazines together anymore. He said, perhaps in my self-centered mess, I felt it was my fault that I showed him those dirty magazines when he was 6, and then we acted out what we saw. My dad had Playboy magazines, but the magazines I found in the top of my mom's closet were different. My name is Ye, and I sucked my cousins till I was 14. Tweet sent.
Kanye West said that he was sucking his cousin off as a child. He was sucking his cousin off. They were both children, but that happens a lot, especially in the black community. Like, guys, you don't know how many times I've been talking to somebody about their childhood or childhood trauma, and they'll be like, yeah, my cousins used to come over and we used to play house and we used to do sexual things. My older cousin would touch me, or like they would just have sleepovers and then do sexual things. It's crazy, guys. Like, I've heard that a lot, and it's a lot of child on child predator situation in the black community, but it goes so unspoken about, and a lot of times these kids don't tell their parents, so the parents never know. They get like pent up trauma, built up trauma throughout their childhood. They might become truly active faster. It's crazy. And honestly, I think that Kanye West was a predator. He definitely was a predator
at a young age.
Be careful, like, be careful when you sending your kids to other people's houses. Like, just be careful, because you never know. My son won't be going anywhere. I know that.
This isn't the first time Kanye's talked about his cousin.
My bad, y'all. In the black community, they're famous for having a lot of these weird sleepovers until you found out that something happened to your child, when they notice the biggest issue within the country. Well, I would say that, most cases where there are a lot of issues when it comes to sleepovers in the black community, one day it's all fun and dandy, and then the next you find out a few months later that something happened to your child because of what happened during the sleepover. Then I think you know why parents need to look out for their kids and be aware of creepy predators like this guy, or a person in your family that is just as sick as this nigga is.
He told Jimmy Kimmel that his cousin was locked up for murder and that he loved him. So he did a bad thing, but he still loved him.
And you can't explain love. My cousin is locked up for murder, and I love him. So he did a bad thing, but I still love him.
Now, some of the responses to Kanye's post has been one of shock and deep sadness, because while the internet is often quick to move on, this moment has struck a different chord, with many expressing genuine concern not just for Kanye, but also for his cousin. People are grappling and trauma both Kanye and his cousin may have endured. We all can recognize the lasting effects of childhood sexual abuse and the urgent need for support, healing, and professional intervention. But let me know what you guys think about all of
like I said, Kanye West is an embarrassment to the black community. This is the same man who is a Trump sucker. And once again, God, please forgive me from swearing in this video. I don't like swearing in this video, but I needed to get my true feelings on this individual. But he also supports the Hitler's birthday but at the end of the day, I think Kanye West needs professional help. He needs to stay off the phone. He needs to go to a mental evaluation. I don't care where is that? Keep him off social media. Because what he just admitted to a crime. He and his cousin committed a crime, not only sleeping with each other, but his cousin did the heinous. I think at some point, Kanye West is a ticking time bomb, and it's obvious to me that this man just does not know when to take accountability. Yeah, like I said, Kanye West, he needs help. He needs to get off social media, go talk to a therapist, and just get away from Hollywood. And I hope that his wife divorces his crazy behind, because this man is a menace to society. You can't make this up, man. Kanye West is a monster. So, with y'all thoughts on this, link to the original video will be down below, and I'm out.